Okay, so the next question is, how do I pick the best niche, market, vertical, industry, or audience for my card design studio? And I would actually say it makes no difference whether you're using card or, any other, framer or Type Dream or any other sort of one-page landing page style service. I think the most important thing is to pick a niche or an audience that you would be excited to work with. So when I think about the niches, verticals, markets, industry, audiences that I'd really like to work with, it's always, for me, either authors or mental health professionals like therapists, mindfulness teachers, anyone in that sort of space is exciting for me to work with. Why? Because I want to, build professional or relationships with my niche neighbors and professional peers, right? So when I think out a bit, time scale wise, I think that these are the folks that I'd be most excited, inspired, and stoked to be interacting with on a day-to-day basis. And of course, there are lots of other downstream working relationships that one can cultivate by dint of starting somewhere small, like with a landing page, or something along those lines, or a testimonial based service for mental health professionals. And, again, down the road to me is where the real payoff lands in my life. And the same is true with authors. So we have this tinybookabout.com platform coming early in 2024, or being rebooted in early 2024. And again, it's the same thing. That audience excites me. Artists, authors, and entrepreneurs are the group that I count myself most comfortable within, and it makes me happiest to consider, connecting with other authors and folks who want to, write books and teach courses and build brands and businesses in that space, right? And of course, there is a sort of a concentric circle there as well. Like, those two groups to me intersect in the way that, I can reach out to folks. I'm holding a coffin always when I'm doing this, which kind of sucks. But nonetheless, I can, ultimately we want like authors who are writing tiny books about mental health, right? So or mindfulness or spiritual growth or personal development, all those sorts of topics. So there's a really kind of nice lateral connection between those two groups where, it becomes easy to say to somebody who's in the mental health or therapy or, kind of like, mindfulness, meditation, sort of all those extended spaces, to say, hey, have you thought about writing a book? Because we also run this other platform, tinybookabout.com. So that's how I think about it. And it really doesn't make me excited to think about working with realtors or plumbers or financial advisors, all of whom I have worked with in the past, and all kinds of other people as well. And generally, I find myself less stoked about working with those sorts of folks, just because I have a little bit less in common professionally with those people. So my advice after that long-winded sort of, kind of treatise on my own approach is, think about, if you're a realtor and you're working with realtors, or you want to help other fellow realtors, well, then target realtors. If you're a financial advisor or a CPA or a life coach or a dentist or a restaurant owner or a food truck entrepreneur, and those are the kinds of folks that make you feel most at home, or you like to establish yourself as the thought leader or the go-to guru in that niche or market or vertical, then focus there. Certainly, there are plenty of marketplaces that have even, greater, sort of potential than the ones we're covering here. So, and I don't know them all. I'm only interested in the ones that I know. And, these are the things that make me most personally excited to get up in the morning and to locate people who I want to work with. So anyway, that's whether you're doing this for card, or whether you're building framer sites, or whether you're just doing marketing consulting, or whether you're doing Facebook ad management, or whether you're doing SEO or newsletter marketing consulting. Whatever it is that you're doing, just target a market that inspires you and you don't think you'll ever get sick of. I know in my own life, I will never get sick of working with people who are writing books, or who want to write better books, or who want to turn their books into courses, and turn their books into, or turn their courses into communities. All that sort of stuff just always has excited me, and it always will, because that's the kind of, work that I enjoy doing the most too. And I'm also very interested in mental health, both my own and working with people who are working with other people in the world. And so it makes for a logical, kind of market for me. And I also come from a background where, I have family who are, medical professionals and psychiatrists and psychologists and social workers and all that good stuff. Anyway, that's my advice. Teach what you know, do what you love, wake up the world with your work. If you're interested in working with us in 2024, send me a note, mindfulmarketplace@gmail.com. Check out atinyBookAbout.com to learn a little bit more about what we're doing there, and, ask any questions if you have them. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful day.